All right, man, you're ready to go.
Welcome to Race Time Radio. You'll hear from the best in Canadian U.S. racing this week. Grab a cold one and stick around.
All right, you're good. I got a car in the wall.
The starter's tower has signaled. We're ready to roll. It's Race Time Radio and starts right now. Here's your host, Joe Chisholm.
All right, buddy, have a safe one. Keep on one piece.
And good evening and welcome everyone to Race Time Radio. Sure hope you're doing well. How about this? For the first time in 20 years, we had a system malfunction on Sunday night, and nothing else I could do. When the electronics break, they break, and when it's a long weekend, you can't get parts right away. And long story short, I finally got it all fixed, and we are good to go here in the Racetime Radio studio. And I got a dilly all lined up for you as well. Let me tell you who we got coming on the show here tonight. We're going to hear from that Jake Sheridan that ended up winning the Stewart's 175 at the beach on the weekend. He did a masterful job, took the lead about halfway through. Dale Shaw had the lead for quite a while. But the 52 car picked them off and got right up to the front, went on and won the race. We're going to catch up with Jake here tonight on the show. We're going to have two of the best sprint car drivers in all of Canada on the show tonight. We're going to hear from DJ Christie. He is all loaded up now and on his way to the Nationals at Knoxville. But just on the weekend there, he ended up going to Victory Lane at the Big O in his number 5 beautiful dirt sprint car, his 360 car. DJ will join the show tonight, DJ Christie. We'll also hear from that number 36 or 14, depending on the side of the border that you're looking at, with the sprint cars on asphalt. Of course, I'm talking about Aaron Willison from BC, coming off the win. He won again down south, and of course, getting prepared for the final run for the Race to the Millions. And it's looking really good in that side of things. It comes up August the 22nd in Colorado. That's the final round of the series that makes up the million. And tonight we're going to hear from Aaron Willison on this show. We do intend to catch up with the Canadian Superbike champion. Well, it looks to be a 6-time champion. He's got 5 championships now. Ben Young, rider on that Honda for Van Dolders, Canadian Superbike Series champion. They're heading for CTMP this weekend, and Ben Young is going to join the show here tonight. We've never had a Superbike runner on the show. Totally looking forward to catching up with Ben and finding out some more and hopefully exposing Ben and the Canadian Superbikes to a brand new audience. All of you that listen to Racetime Radio or view Racetime Radio on Rev TV, you're going to get a chance to meet a 5-time champion, looking to be 6-time champion, and by the end of this coming weekend, we'll know if he is successful in winning that 6th championship. It doesn't get any more exciting in racing than doing it on 2 wheels. I've got a load of questions for Ben, and we're going to get the answers to them right here on Racetime Radio. We'll also catch up with a guy that went to Victory Lane at Flamboro Speedway in his Ontario Modified. We got John Baker Jr. going to join the show. We did hear from John last year, but it's been a year since we've had him on this very show. He went to Victory Lane at Flamboro Speedway last Saturday night, and we're going to catch up with him here tonight. He did have traffic right on the rear deck lid, but John Baker Jr. is one of those crafty veterans. He's won a lot of races, and he did it again at Flamboro Speedway. But what do you say we get tonight's show all fired off? I do have guest number 1 all lined up, and I'm really crossing my fingers that he's going to hear us. I do believe he does. The number 52 of Jake Sheridan is with us. Jake, congratulations. Another big win for the 52. Yeah, and you know what? I just turned you up on the board, and we can actually hear you now. I've never had that, Jake. 20 years of doing this, I've never had a breakdown. You guys go through it now and then in your race car. When it's electrical, it can drive you nuts, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's the hardest thing to chase. I felt so bad last on Sunday. I was like, I don't know if this is me. I swear I hit every button right, but no, that sucked.
Yeah, it happens. Hey, Jake, let's talk about Saturday night, not Stewart's 175. You didn't start on the pole, albeit you earned it, though. You were a fast guy once again at the beach.
Yeah, it was definitely cool to qualify in the pole, and honestly, it was cool. I don't think really nobody expected it. Really, we were kind of off the top of the board in practice, and we're just struggling to find where we needed. And obviously, there's always guys up and down the practice board since we have a practice tire inventory, and everyone's kind of bounced around between race tires and stuff. And you'll get a surprise every now and again, but even then, I think we were still a little bit low. So definitely was great to find some speed before qualifying there to get on the pole. And starting sixth was it's decent with the invert, but thankfully saw it was a pretty racy racetrack. We got a good start on the other side, and we were in position early on.
Now, you've had success at the beach. You've also had tragedy at the beach. I can remember it costing you a race car one night, and it wasn't like the big APC show. You were there getting ready for a big APC show, and consequently, you lost a car at that very place. Tell us, what was it like running through there Saturday night? You were cutting through traffic pretty good, but it can get dicey at the beach.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, one of the things that makes Sawa cool, and also its demise, is how wide the corners are, and the entries are just so wide there. Like, there's so much room on the inside on entry that you don't really race on. That you can get dive bombed in pretty easy. So definitely can be a defensive racetrack, and in traffic, it's hard to hold the bottom there at some points. So just the way the curb's shaped. So definitely makes it racy for sure. Definitely was unfortunate. I've had some up and down years there for sure, and I feel like every time we go there, it's a place I've struggled with. I don't know. It's obviously not all just car stuff. It's a bit me too, and I think I've had a hard time communicating what I need in the center of the corner there. I have a hard time getting relayed how I need to keep the front end down, and we struggle with left front travel there a lot. So something that we learned a lot with going there 3 times in 2025, given the Cassidy race, and had some great notes, thankfully. Paul Gignol was able to help me with some of my notes and help me keep track of them and let me know what I'm saying is correlating to the race car. And I think it's all just came together. So obviously a lot of work in the shop to show up that good, and it translated well to race day.
You guys bounce around. You're at Peterborough Speedway, the D-shaped, tight, fast racetrack. You go to Flamboro Speedway, more of a paperclip style racetrack. You go to the beach. We talked about that. And then, of course, Delaware Speedway, the half mile, where you really get a chance to stretch the legs. Does it happen faster on the tighter, shorter tracks that you get to, or does it tend to happen faster on the half mile where you're going probably twice the speed?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I think Peterborough is probably the fastest reacting track we go to as far as it's tight, but the miles per hour is still there. Like that place, you really haul around pretty quick with there. So Delaware, things happen quick. You're going faster, but they seem more dragged out, and maybe you can't do anything about it, but you know when things are going to happen, and you know what you're getting stuck in before it happens. So, but definitely a lot more momentum based there. So even when you get into somebody, sometimes it's evaluated risk. You know what I mean? You're still trying to keep momentum up, and you kind of can see it coming before it happens, but it's a decision from that point on. But Saubles is a slower track. Like even mentally, it feels slow, but I think it looks slower because of how wide it is for sure too. But definitely more calculated. It's a tricky little place, and both ends are totally different. So it's just as calculated as anywhere else, and definitely car setup there really, really matters.
Jake, with the win on Saturday night, does that now leave you in first place with a bit of a cushion, or how are the points looking? Or are you even looking at them?
It looks like it's starting to get to the time where you gotta consider it a little bit. I'm not usually one to look at the points, to be honest, really ever. I actually completely forgot that was even an NTN race until they said in the interview. So I don't look at that kind of stuff much, to be honest. But definitely it's time to start managing and thinking that way. We pretty much just reverted right back to where we were before our bad run at Flamboro. So our points evened out from day to day from Flamboro with a 30 gain on us to this week when we gained on him. So we're right back to a 14-point gap, which is not a lot. It sounds like a lot. It's hard to make that up. Everything goes well, but it doesn't take long to lose that. So got to be on our best behavior and mind our P's and Q's for sure.
Well, you are the past NTN Bearings champion from last year, but I guess you'd want to chase that APC championship too. You haven't won one of them yet, ever so close. But what would it mean to you to walk away with that title?
Oh, it'd be very special. Obviously, close for sure, second twice. And just never been able to put a run together, whether it's a parts failure, engine failure, or something happens, we've been close. And it's just one race in this deal is 1 point per position is hard to gain. And, one bad race and you're having a hard time catching back up. So it would mean the world. I think it's definitely something very special. Like I say, I haven't always been a championship chaser, but it's a pretty prestigious list of names that won APC championships. So to add something like that to our resume in Ontario would be absolutely instrumental. So we'll be chasing that for sure. And the NTN championship I really like because that's all the extended distance races. So to win that last year was special. And if we can clean something like that up, man, that'd be super special to that and mean a lot to me and everyone that works on it for sure. Obviously, the driver sometimes takes the direct reflection of the results, but reality is a pat on the back to everybody that works in the team, between my brother Nicky on race days and all the McCall guys and myself in the shop during the week, and the guys that come help us on the road, and my dad working every weekend and driving cars there and everything. It takes a whole army, so I would love to reward them with something like that.
If you're just tuned in to Race Time Radio, we're with Jake Sheridan once again, as you can see, driver of the 52 for Pride Seeds, Raptor, and a bunch more great support. Wins the Stewart 175 at Salvo Speedway. Of course, the APC Series is the series involved there. Jake, this time of the year, all the laps start going up. You get into those extended distance races. I look, and we got the Great Canadian 300 coming up. We got some more 150s and the extended distance races. Do they fit Jake Sheridan like a glove, or do you look at the extended distances and go, man, I'd like it when they're shorter?
Huge fan of the long distance races. I have been for the last couple of years here, and we won a couple of them last year, and so far we've won the 2 extended distance races this year. It's just something that just fits in our style, in our engine package. It helps with a little bit too that we got this year, a little less horsepower, a little lighter car, and kind of works out well for that, and the handling really shows and expels, and you can kind of take your time with the traffic as far as we do get inverted every week. So the 300s, something I've been chasing for a long time. I think I've finished second more in that race than any other race in my life. So one left in Ontario that I haven't gotten to, and chasing that like crazy. So we'll be chasing that one. We'll be chasing like the Invitation, like Jeff Cassidy, some of those longer races, and definitely something we really, really, really want to get done. So really excited for those, and a whole new set of challenges, especially the 300. You get an extra pit stop as well as we already had, so another factor. So a lot of things taken into consideration, and just another star that has to align to be able to get it done. It's going to sometimes be a bit of a wild card. Not many races, not many factors with this kind of racing.
How much work goes into that 52 car throughout the course of the week? I can imagine you guys are on that thing pretty well nightly, going through everything. For you to show up at the racetrack, come out of the box and be like really right there, you guys must spend a pile of time on that car through the week.
Absolutely. I can promise you it's a full-time job to compete with these guys and compete at the front. There's other guys doing it every night as well, and you have no choice but to be on top of it. So a lot of T's to cross and I's to dot for sure every week, and but more so the experience of the people that work on it. So can't thank everybody enough for McCall's. Obviously couldn't do this without them, and obviously I'm there almost every night of the week as well. So definitely a lot of labor, a lot of work to do, but doing the right things makes a big difference. So I couldn't do it without all that experience behind us, and really thankful for them and the whole family. But it's no shortage of display of how much work it really takes to do it. I mean, obviously the racers have their side of view, but just even go to the racetrack, the series puts in a lot of work day in, day out, and all the off-season work they do to prepare and get their partners lined up. And just like this weekend, to have Kubota and Stewart's on there for the race to win is huge and monumental. So appreciate all those people's efforts as well. And great to have a place come race as prestigious as the APC Series.
Well, watching how happy you and the crew were after the win on Saturday night was pretty cool to stand back and be able to witness it, to see you and your dad and you and Nikki and the whole crew. And I might put a little shout out here to your fiancée. Kendra did a wild job in that 2-car. She was really coming, and then something happened there late in the race to knock her sideways, but she was doing a really good job. That 2-car, that's a real deal. She's getting places.
Thank you. She'll be happy to hear that. Definitely too bad if that little stack up she got caught up in knocking a rat out there at the end. But regardless, 100%, it was great to have. I had Monday off, which was great. So we ended up spending the weekend there and in the camper with the whole family. So to have some fun like that after the races makes it even more special. So happy to do all that together.
What was it like running pretty well 175 laps in a very light drizzle the whole time? You had to be having like one eye on the sky and one eye on the racetrack. It was nuts.
Yeah, to be honest, it was almost frustrating for a couple laps. There was one restart, it was full-blown raining when we went green. So definitely, and I was the first one in it. We were leading at that point, so I was the first one there. And every time I slid up a little bit for the track conditions, I got piled into from behind. So there was that going on too. And definitely, I'm really happy to get the show, and the series definitely made the right decision to push on. And like I said, it rained the one. I think the caution's what really hurt it because I had enough time to get the track a little bit wet. They got ahead of us a bit, but we dried it off in 2 or 3 laps, and it was right back at it. We were right back at it, and I don't think the track ever got compromised ever again after that. So it was definitely the right call to continue on, keeping on. I'm really happy they got the show in for both Sauble, APC, and all their partners to get that in. So and it ended up working out okay for us too. So I was thankful it got in, but definitely was hairy there at some points. And if you're outside of the racing groove, it was not a good spot to be.
Well, I'm kind of a wimp, right? I sat back instead of being right up at the fence watching the race with everybody else, elbow to elbow, and you can't really see much. I sat back in the hauler. I had my phone out watching G-Force on Racing America. Worked out great because you get the full commentary, you get everything, including the replays, the whole shot. And I'm sort of looking at what the weather conditions are and watching the screen, and I couldn't believe my eyes a couple times. I'm thinking, oh, man, if I was the guy in charge, the yellow flag would be flying right now for weather. And I spoke with Alex Nagy after everything was done. I said, Bud, good job. I don't know how you did that. And he said, I got to tell you, we were in communication with the drivers pretty well the whole time. And they were all saying, we're good to go, we're good to go. So they kept it rolling, and good on them. But that was the kind of night, Jake, that all of a sudden it could have just went boosh, and it would have been over. Everybody would have went in the fence.
Oh, it could have been 3 inches of rain. There would have been some drivers that would have said it wasn't raining, you know what I'm saying? So definitely there's some factors to look at there. But I get it. They had to get a show, and I think they made the right call. So 100% happy it worked out. And, it could have went the other way, and everyone would have been upset, and we've been on both sides of that. So I'm very thankful it went the way it did. And, happy for them that it all worked out. So they obviously got a lot on their plate when it comes race time. So I'm happy the whole show went well. It was great.
Well, you're not just concentrating on APC. You are involved with the Drysdale Triple Crown, or the Drysdale Series, I guess, at Flamboro Speedway. You got your toe in that water and doing really good. You've also got your super late model. Before we cut you loose, I got to ask you about both of them. This coming Saturday night, you're back on track at Flamboro, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. Definitely the Drysdale Series back there this weekend, Flamboro, and some fun to get back out there and support that local track as well. And Drysdale does a lot for racing as well, so get out there and support them. And we've had a great car there. We had a couple of just rough weekends and lost the points lead there, but I think we're still only 2 points back. So we got a good weekend lined up ahead of us there, and if we can keep everything together on the race car, I think hopefully we'll have another good stab at it. So we'll keep racing for wins there. And the Outlaw has been kind of put on pause here with all this pro racing going on, but we had quite a bit to fix after the Gold Rush. Actually, some suspension damage we had to get looked after. So I was hoping for a rain out one of the dates to potentially be able to maybe make it to Owasso if the stars lined up there 2 weekends ago when they were racing, but no such luck up here. We had to go over do our regular racing, but we're all lined up, all put together here, and full effort to make it with that to Delaware on August 20th, which is the day before the next Sauble race. So we'll go double duty there Friday night at Delaware, and then come home, swap cars, and head to Sauble Saturday, and that'll be a fun weekend I'm looking forward to as well. I'm really excited to get back racing at home locally with that car.
Typical Sheridan. Can't wait to get back in the race car. If there's a race, you two guys are in it, and Ron's just got to keep trying to keep pace with you boys. Don't know how he does it. We are going to have Ron Sheridan on this show talking to the dads. We did that once with Jeff Lapsevich. I spoke with Ron Sheridan and said, hey, I want to get you on the show to do a feature like that. He said, I'm all in whenever you want me. So we do have that to look forward to in the future. Jake, is it safe to say when the fall comes up and all the pro late model big end races are done, is it safe to say you're going to maybe park the pro late model and do more with the super for the fall specials?
Yeah, and for sure, Dad is looking very forward to get on the show as well. He was talking about that last weekend, so he's happy to get on there and maybe get that set up. But if there's some racing with the super in the fall, we'll go to it. I don't think there's anything later in the year at Berlin, which is the track we wanted to get to this year. But if there is, if I'm wrong, then we'll go there for sure. But I believe there's still a rain out Wausau to make up. We'll try and make it too. And if there's anywhere we can go with it, we'll be there for sure. We'll see kind of how it lines up. We got some special racing in the fall to do with the pro. So colors, hopefully again. And if things go well the next couple of weeks, we'll do as much racing with that as we can. And it'd be really cool. The Flamboro race with the Outlaws at the end of the year. We'll be there with that one too. So it'd be really cool if we could get the supers back to autumn colors again in one of these years. Like that was a pretty cool show when they had that back in the day. 167 laps with those cars was a headline show to watch. So hopefully there's someone working on that and behind the scenes, behind the curtain, and we'll get that coming up here again soon. I'd love to be a part of that.
Would it be potential where we could see you with the pro and the super if there was a split sort of weekend like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure we have to do that at Flamboro. I think it's actually maybe next day. I think it's Saturday, maybe it's the pro Sundays. I'd look at the schedule, but 100%. If it was the colors and there was a pro and an outlaw race back to back, we'd have two trailers there. I promise you that for sure. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, to be off the hook. Jake, we got lots of good races to come. This coming Saturday, Flamboro Speedway, you want to catch the 52. And then you guys are back at the beach. I want to say that's August 22nd weekend. And we'll see you back up there for part 2 at the beach. And, man, we're getting closer to the end.
Crazy how this last summer's gone by already. But looking forward to that. There's still a lot of work to do, so we're excited to be there.
Jake, thanks so much for the time. Thanks for jumping back on with us. We genuinely appreciate it. Much continued success, and we'll be catching up with you again, I'm quite sure, before too long.
Thank you so much, Joe. Appreciate it. Hope to talk to you next weekend.
That is Jake Sheridan right there, driver of the 52. Pride Seeds, Raptor Filters, whole pile of them. Check them all out, and we'll be seeing Jake. May even have him again this coming Sunday. Thanks so much. That is Jake Sheridan, and look at that. We are up alongside break number 1 for tonight. We're going to take the opportunity, and when we come back, I'm kind of thinking either DJ Christie or maybe even
Hey everybody,
Corey.
I'm Summer, and we'll be right back on Racetime Radio.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Napa Auto Parts Stores, Port Hawkesbury, New Glasgow, and Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by 2-Speed Motorsports in Hanover. Shop now for Raptor filters, set-up wheel plates, roll-off scale stands, tire carts, and more. Proudly made in Canada. For details, get to 2speedmotorsports.com. It's time for over 30 years. Quick Fire Starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Tonight's Racetime Radio is fueled by AP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology, and by Rev TV Canada. From 2 wheels to 4 and so much more. The race is on Rev TV Canada.
From the high banks of Daytona, we cover it all. Ooh, that's going to leave a mark. And now, back to Joe's.
Hey, shake and bake, Cal! Woo! Shake and bake!
Here on Racetime Radio.
And welcome back, one and all, to Racetime Radio. So glad you could tune in here tonight. We are going to hopefully catch up here with Corey Hall. We're going to find out a little bit of hit and miss. I know we have DJ Christie coming up here in short order as well. He's been having a dynamite season, and he's on his way to the Nationals down at Knoxville. And we're going to be catching up with him tonight. So we'll get his thoughts on Friday night and his thoughts heading into Knoxville. That's a rocket fast place. And heading down there for the Nationals, big time of the season. And DJ Christie is nothing like when you're red hot, right? And hitting the events that you've wanted to hit for a while and coming off of the win. You got the wind in your sails. That's going to be interesting to see how it all works out. And don't forget, we got Aaron Willison coming up. 2 of the best sprint car drivers, undoubtedly, in the country right now. Red hot on asphalt with Aaron Willison, on dirt, DJ Christie, and there's so many good guys on both disciplines. But 2 of those guys right now, red hot. We're going to have them both on the show here. I want to wish a belated happy anniversary to Jeff and Lori Stewart from Stewart's Equipment, celebrating 40 years. How about that? Isn't that amazing? Sue and I had our anniversary back when I was doing the IWK 250. Sort of missed it. 44 years, bless my wife, still putting up with me. But it's kind of cool. When you get that 40 mark and you're heading in there, something's got to be going right. To be with each other after that, you just want to keep the years coming. Just keep them, because things do get better later in life. We are having the time of our lives these days, and it's just too cool for school. I want to let you know that this weekend, the NASCAR Canada Series is heading for Three Rivers. It is Trois-Rivières, sorry. Three Rivers to guys like me. What a race. Dominic does an amazing job with that race. NASCAR Canada is the headline for the race weekend, too. You'd be amazed. If you get an opportunity and you're going to be anywhere near Three Rivers this weekend, you got to go to this race. It's an action-packed weekend, all weekend long. And this year, NASCAR Canada, for the first time, is going to do heat races. That's right, heat races on the street course for NASCAR Canada. That'll come up on Saturday. And then, of course, Sunday is their big event. But how about the heat races? That's going to add a brand new twist to the full weekend. And not like they needed to. I'll tell you, Three Rivers has always been an action-packed event. So when they started talking about adding heat races to it, I thought, wow, these guys better either have, be spot on and have the crew ready to go, because they've got real potential of damaging some cars in those heat races. And you'd hate to see a guy get knocked out, knocked out of the event because he got tied up in the big one through the heat races and then couldn't compete for the big, when the big points are there and, the pay window opens up for the Sunday. So we'll have to see what happens. But believe you me, when they get on that street course, these drivers all want to win there. They go as hard as possible every single lap. And it's going to be an off-the-wall weekend. Don't forget, it's all live on Rev TV Canada. You don't want to miss a lap. So crank on Rev TV. They'll keep you well entertained with NASCAR Canada, as they always do. Every single race is on Rev TV. If you can't make it to the track, you can always count on Rev TV to have live coverage. And this weekend is exactly the same. So Three Rivers, look for guys like DJ Kennington. He's performed real good there. Andrew Ranger is another one. Andrew running kind of a limited schedule this year. But watch for him. He's always good at Trois-Rivières. LP Dumoulin, another one. How about Alex Tagliani coming off the win at Calabogie? He loves running in Quebec, as all the Quebec drivers do. You got Alex Gonnet. He's going to be another force to be reckoned with. Alex Labbe will probably be in that race. He's been in all the other ones. And, he's like coming. O'Reilly Series out of the U.S., Xfinity. Alex has been doing a great job. He is a professional race car driver, as all those guys are. But when you look at Alex Labbe and the experience he has, he's done really well at GP3R. I believe it was last year he got tied up and won, so it took him out. But watch for him this year. Who else is up in? Well, the 96 car is always quick there. And same as Kevin Lacroix in the Napa ride, always quick when you get there. GP3R is going to be the real deal. It's coming up this weekend. Don't forget to check it out. Set it up for Rev TV Canada. After this weekend, NASCAR Canada, there is no break for those guys. They come straight out of GP3R and they head for Markham for the first ever NASCAR at Markham. Of course, it's the old Toronto race that has now moved into Markham. Brand new track layout. We got IndyCar coming in and NASCAR Canada, and I do believe they got other divisions that are going to run. It's going to be an off-the-wall weekend. Next week on the show, I am queuing up right now Christian Lingard, IndyCar driver, and his spotter, Jeff Gottler. Now, those two guys have got wins. They got two of them this year in IndyCar. You never know. After Portland this weekend, they might have three. But I am working on getting Christian on and Jeff. So we'll get a little peek behind the curtain with an IndyCar team heading into Markham. And we'll see what we can do about NASCAR Canada and see which drivers we can get. But I want to do a good job of previewing that. And hopefully, all you race fans, if you don't make it to a NASCAR Canada race, you got to try and make Markham. And, of course, CTMP, Delaware Speedway. We got some big events all happening right here in the province of Ontario from here to the end. So if you can, make it to all three of those. All three of them are going to be extra special. Love watching NASCAR Canada at CTMP. You can pick different spots on the racetrack throughout the course of the show, and you can move around and get different vantage points. That's always cool to see. And then, of course, the series this year that has been wrapping up at Monomi, Quebec, not so this year. It's going to be, we're going to crown the champion at Delaware Speedway on the half mile. So like it was, 3 years ago. So it's going to be special, and hopefully you can make it out to those races, and it's just going to be off the hook, so to speak. Listen, we're going to hit our next break, and then when we come back, we're going to have DJ Christie all with us. We'll talk to him about the sprint car, talk to him about the sprint car win from last Friday night, and then, of course, get his thoughts heading into the Nationals at Knoxville. He's on his way down there, and we're going to catch up with him all live tonight here on Racetime Radio. So don't go anywhere. We're going to hit this quick break, and when we come back, we'll have DJ Christie with us. Stay with us. Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Stewart's Equipment with 4 locations, 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stainer, featuring Kubota, turn faster, cut smarter, power up for spring, servicing South Central Ontario since 1955. It's at Stewart's Equipment.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere, doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. You stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV, brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
It's time for over 30 years. Quick fire starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your quick fire starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick fire starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick fire starters, the world's best fire starter. There's work and there's fun. Both require the right equipment. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Equipment has specialized in both, with a full lineup of Kubota, Honda, Stihl, New Holland, and most selections are in stock, ready to go, with 4 locations to serve you. 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stainer. It's Stewart's Equipment. With the right equipment, work can be fun.
Your weekly fix of newsmakers and newsbreakers is found right here. We call it Race Time Radio with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, one and all, to Racetime Radio. So glad you could tune in tonight. I'm glad we were able to be with you. We got everything all fixed in the studio. And, man, what a nightmare that was. I was all ready to do last Sunday night show. Turned everything on, had Jake. I could see him on Zoom. Couldn't hear a peep. And sure enough, we ended up having a a couple blown circuits that we had to fix up. And with the long weekend, nothing was open, so I couldn't get any replacement parts or anything until today. I got it all fixed up, and the rest is history. Hopefully, we won't have to do that anymore. We're able to keep the show coming. We're just waiting on DJ Christie, driver of the number 5 from the Big O. Went to Victory Lane on Friday night. He is going to be our Stewart's Hot Seat interview of the week, I might add. But DJ Christie is coming up. While we're waiting for him, I can do a couple more reminders. The Bridge City 200 is coming up at Sutherland Automotive Speedway in Saskatoon. It is a huge event. I want to say this is either the 3rd or 4th year. Might even be 5th year of the Bridge City 200. It's one of those races that they're building on, and it's working. They're getting competitors far and wide that are all ascending on Sutherland Automotive Speedway. It's just outside Saskatoon. If you're on your way through, either heading west or coming back from a trip out west, and you're going to be in Saskatoon area come Saturday, you don't want to miss this race. It is really a good one. I know right now, I was texting with Trevor Siebert out in BC. Trevor and Riley, for sure, from Penticton, are going to be heading to Saskatoon for the Bridge City 200. And then what you're going to see is some of the guys from Saskatoon heading all the way out to Penticton for the Western Rattler. That comes up the weekend. I don't know whether it's weekend after, 2 weeks after, but the Western Rattler is coming up. So check your local listings for Penticton Speedway. You don't want to miss that race either if you're out in BC. That's going to be a barn burner, always is. But you know that you get participation both ways, and they're definitely looking forward to having the BC guys and the Alberta guys coming in to Saskatoon for the Bridge City 200. Guys like, Trent Seidel. I was texting with Trent, going to get him on the show, but he was headed north. Trent Seidel's got the 70 car ready to rock. He is going to be in that one for the Bridge City 200. Wouldn't doubt you'll see him at the Western Rattler as well. But Matthew Shirley, another name from out there, he has got the Bridge City 200 circled on the calendar. They're going to be set up and ready to go for that big one. And so many good teams from Western Canada all the way to the coast are coming in. And then a bunch of them head all out there. It reminds me a lot of, like the IWK 250 on our East Coast at Riverside. We get drivers from Ontario heading all the way to Nova Scotia for that one. We're kind of in the middle here in Ontario. Well, not the middle when we're talking BC. It's a long tow to get all the way out to BC. And I know there is a number of teams here and, even in Quebec and Nova Scotia that would love to be out there for the Western Rattler. But it's just too far to go, and they have races scheduled the next weekend. So logistically, it's almost, unless you got 2 cars, 2 haulers, and you can afford to send the truck and trailer out, and, the driver can always fly out, jump into the car and go do the race, and then sort of fly home and keep things going wherever they live. But other than that, it's pretty well a no-go, or it's a long-term plan, right? And we've seen lots of drivers that will circle this and say, next year, maybe the year after, 2 or 3 years from now, I'm going to go do that race. And then they, say, lay out the logistics and then go after it. There's no doubt whenever you look at doing a race that is so far away, it takes a truckload of planning. And these days, look at the costs involved for the teams to go do it. I was talking with Wayne Bratton, a good longtime listener, viewer of Race Time Radio, and Wayne and I have become fairly good friends. And Wayne, I hope you're doing better. He was struggling with some health issues, but he and I were talking. wouldn't it be cool to see like a Canadian championship style big event, and have one on the West Coast and have one here in Ontario and maybe one on the East Coast of Canada, and get the sponsorship involved and really get some serious dough, because the amount of money that it would cost for teams to participate and to go to those 3 or 2 or 1 of those events would be astronomical. And but it's possible. It is all possible if you can get the money to justify it, or to at least, like, none of these guys in short track racing are making money. Don't ever make the mistake. You hear of this race paying 10 grand or that one paying $15,000. Remember, there's only one winner, and chances are the guy that won that race has got, well, I know for sure they got way more invested to try and go out and win that 10 grand or 15 grand. And they stand the chance of losing their full investment on one lap, one corner, and one mistake. Not always done by the driver. It sometimes can be done by someone else. When you think of it, it's crazy, but those drivers are the same as all of us. They love the sport. We love going to watch it, but they love participating in it and going to do the race. But make no mistake, they're spending, with a Pro Late model, it's not out of the realm of possibility for those teams to have over $100,000 invested in just the car. Add in the hauler, add in the, all the wearable parts and pieces and teams and travel, and the list goes on and on. It can cost these guys $5,000 to $10,000 per race just to make a local race, let alone one that is on the other end of the country or halfway across the country. Look at the fuel cost alone. And you got to remember, when the trailer, you get like, say, DJ Kennington, for instance. He's got the big stacker hauler, as all those NASCAR Canada guys do. They haul across the country. They leave the province of Ontario. They're going to touch in New Brunswick before they get into Nova Scotia. Those trailers all have to have permits to drive in those provinces. So even though they're only going in for a race, they're going to be there a day and a half, maybe 2 days, and then turn around and come back. They're not for hire. All of that, they still have to buy a permit so that the truck can enter that province and do what they're going to do and then come back out. It's not like they're going to go make any kind of money. They're not hauling freight or doing any of that, but it's the laws of the road. And, consequently, everybody's got to abide by the rules, and they have to pay what it costs. So there's some astronomical costs is what I'm trying to get at for those race teams. But wouldn't it be cool if the Western Rattler was one of those national events, come into the province of Ontario and pick up the Great Canadian 300? That would be our staple event here in the province of Ontario. And then take the IWK 250 and call that the East Coast staple event. And those three put some crazy money to it, $100,000, and put the money into the person. Have it so that, the guys that are participating can at least cover the cost of their fuel and their tires to get out there. Man, I'll tell you what, we have a ton to be proud of in this country, and a ton of very talented race car drivers on dirt, on asphalt, on all the above. And it would just be awesome to be able to put on events like that and have the who's who and the what's what be able to go and participate. It would just make our sport even bigger. You think back to the days of Junior Hanley. I was talking to Junior actually at Sauble Speedway with the Stewart's 175. And I said to him, Junior, you used to travel around a ton. You were in that hauler every day or every second day chasing another race. He said, yeah, back in those days it was different. we had the pickup truck and we had the trailer, and that's what we had, and we would go chase the race. Today, it's totally different. They've got full-on haulers, tractor trailers with all the equipment, and he said today it's just totally different than what it was back in the day, and he's right. And kind of cool when you get a legend like Junior Handley and getting some of those stories from back in the day. Always special. I can tell you, everybody, the wait is over. We do have DJ Christie, driver the number 5 from the Big O. He's with us on Zoom. What's going on, DJ? How are you, buddy? Thanks for the time.
How are you doing tonight, Joe?
Fantastic, my friend. So you're loaded up. You're on your way to the Nationals down at Knoxville. You getting excited?
Yeah, I'm pumped. We're about 2 hours out of Knoxville here. We're just sitting in the largest truck stop in America right now, parked beside Larson's rig. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm pumped up for a good week.
I wouldn't doubt it. Man, you had a good weekend last weekend, going to Victory Lane at the Big O on Friday night. Now, DJ, if I got this correct, that was your first regular Friday night 360 win, right? Or was that the first one of 2026?
No, that is my first official regular Friday night 360 win. We've won the night before the Nationals during National Week before, but that was the first just regular Friday night that's been haunting me for a few years.
Isn't that amazing?
It felt great.
You're dynamite behind the wheel. I couldn't. When I heard that, I thought, man, did I hear that correct? Did Lurch say that correct, or was that just the first win of the Friday night stuff? And it's tremendous to hear that you did get that. You've had other big wins.
Yes, for sure. That's just the one that's been hindering us a little bit throughout these last few years, but it's finally checked that one off the list, and now hopefully the rest of them come a little bit easier now.
DJ,
they always say the first one's the hardest, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have switched over a little bit this year too. I also heard like GSR was mentioned in there. Are you GSR chassis and all that now?
Yeah, I've been on the Lund's cars for the last few years now, and they have definitely been working as of late. We seem to just be hooked up a bit more than we ever have, and we're trending in the right direction, to say the least, right now. Everything's working very well, and the connection I've built with Glenn and the whole GSR team is definitely growing, and hopefully we can continue this as we're in Knoxville right now with the GSR boys, and hopefully it'll put a good showing on here, and who knows where we could end up with them.
DJ, is this your first trip to Knoxville for the Nationals, or have you done this trip and know what to expect?
No, this is the first time I'm ever going to be at Knoxville Raceway, so it's going to be a big learning curve. We're going to have to learn in a hurry, but we have the team and the equipment to do it, and hopefully I can do my part as a driver, and everything works out. A big part of the night is just going to be drawing, so if we did a draw, that'll be the first thing that we need to accomplish, and if not, we'll make the best of it anyways and put our best foot forward.
I can't imagine that you're going to run into competition stouter than what you're used to on a Friday night at the Big O. There is so many competitive cars that you race against. Dylan Westbrook and Nick Sheridan. Well, the list is so long of guys that you race against on a Friday night. Going down to Knoxville, I know they're going to be up there. Are they a cut above, do you think? Or do you think... you've been there, raced against, well, you haven't been there, but on a Friday night, you're racing against guys that could race there at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, our guys at Ohsweken definitely are a great, talented group of people, and I think that we can compete anywhere, and I think we've proved that too with the few guys that have been traveling a little bit over these last few years and proving that we can keep up with the big boys. There's 110 cars entered, I just saw, for Knoxville, and we all have the same equipment. It's all the best of the best stuff, so there's no reason that we can't perform. It's just going to be got to learn in a hurry and see what happens.
It's funny how it goes, too, in this industry. Guys that you race against on a Friday night, when you guys put the helmet on, everybody zones into the job at hand. But when you guys hit the road, it's funny how, your arch nemesis from a Friday night would be in your pit helping you when you're at Knoxville saying, okay, DJ, you got to do this or do that. From experience and how the teams all pull together. It's cool.
Yeah, we all have a competitive edge on Friday nights, right? And we're all used to racing against each other. But when we need to, we all do work together, and that's nice because you don't have a lot of friends on the road, but the dirt racing community is an awesome community to be a part of, to say the least. Like, everybody's willing to help, and we've made enough friends over these last few years traveling that we have a place to stay in Knoxville already. So Glenn's hooked us up with a few people that are going to help with that and whatnot. And yeah, it's going to be fun. But yeah, everybody is just awesome to get along with at Ohsweken. And it's definitely nice when we go on the road and we can work together.
Handy to be hooked up with Glenn Stiers, too. The guy's only known probably all over the world. Pretty good guy to be with going down there. So what is race day? Are you guys racing Friday night? Of course, today's Wednesday. What's the schedule look like that you're going to be doing?
So action gets underway tomorrow night at Knoxville. So they have two prelim nights, so they split the field up into two halves. So half the field will race tomorrow, and then the other half will race on Friday, and I race on the Friday portion of it. But then I think they lock in the top 9 from each prelim night, and so the top 18 cars get locked in on Saturday, and then the rest fight for the last, I think it's 24 starting spots, so the last 6 spots there, and it's going to be tough, but yeah, we'll just give it our best foot forward and have some fun along the way, maybe have a few beers with the boys after the races, and just soak everything up and just be a sponge the whole weekend.
Well, you guys like it tough. That's the way you guys roll, and that's the cool part about it. Equipment-wise, DJ, what, did you have to do any changes to the 5-car, upgrades or anything like that to go down there and participate?
Well, I'm actually not even driving my own car this week. I'm in one of Glenn's personal cars. So it's it's actually the car that Stewie ran at the Outlaw night. So it's all the best of the best equipment, and it's got one awesome motor bolted between the rails. And yeah, it's just going to be a little bit different because we're so used to being back home where it's slippery and we're fighting for grip all the time. Where Knoxville's kind of the polar opposite. It just, by the people I've been talking to, you got to just free the car up and get him worked on getting speed because air is such a big thing here, just because the track's so locked down and fast. So I've been doing a few things that I've been guided to by a few of my peers now, and just to create a little bit more car speed and get rid of a little bit of grip. So hopefully everything works out, and yeah, so it's a little bit different, but it's nothing our team can't handle.
We're with DJ Christie tonight. He's on his way down to Knoxville, just 2 hours out. Going to have a big, big weekend coming up. He's down there for the Nationals, coming off the win at the Big O on Friday night, and he is our Stewart's Hot Seat of the week. DJ, putting the car into the field, I guess you got to concentrate on getting in. So you'll be looking at the race you're in, how many they're going to take, and that'll be what the goal is, I guess, right? Everybody wants to win, but you want to get in.
Yeah, if we can get in, that'll be a win for us. Honestly, just learning is going to be a win because this is going to be such a cool experience and such a race that's out of our element. So anything we can take away and possibly use elsewhere within the country, there's nothing like this back home in Canada. So everything we're going to learn here is going to benefit us pretty much down here, even when we go to Florida in February and race at Volusia again. I think is what's going to be a big benefit of this trip, is learning for there and just add into a notebook, right? Whenever you can add something to the book, it's going to be a big helping hand to our team. So yeah.
Absolutely. Crew-wise, who have you got that's going to be helping you out?
So my dad and my crew chief Rick drove down in their RV, so they're already there. And then with the GSR team, I'm in the toter right now with Tyler, my buddy, the truck driver. And we have 2 of Glenn's guys, the Mallory brothers, and then my sister, mom, and my sister's boyfriend Daniel are coming down, and they're right behind us somewhere right now. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. We got few people helping us that, Lens hooked us up with. Lynn Jeffrey, he owned Vortex wings, so he just actually finished building us some special wings for Knoxville, just because it's a little bit different than what we're used to. And being a wing manufacturer, he knows what you gotta have, and he just told me I have the same wing as Rico Abreu and Donnie Schatz, so that's pretty cool to be in the same conversation as those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. How about sponsorship? I know it takes an army to pull some of this stuff off, and you're going to the pinnacle. This is like any short track guy looking at Daytona saying, I'm on my way. Same sort of thing with Knoxville and the Nationals. How about sponsorship on the 5?
Oh, sponsorship is everything in this sport, as you know. Glenn's been a huge helping hand in our program these last few years. And so on his car, there's Bradshaw Fuel, Chantarelli Promotions, and LMP Excavation, and of course GSR Chassis and Glen Stars Racing. And but I have to thank my sponsors too, right? If I didn't have those guys, they wouldn't have got me to where I am today. And just everybody who's ever had a hand in our program, and I just want to say thank you to all those guys and the men and women that have helped. And it just means a lot to us and our team. And this is what our family loves to do. And they've been able to help us live the dream right now, and that's what we're doing.
Well, I can tell you, watching the broadcast on Friday night and seeing your dad come up to you in Victory Lane and the party that you guys were having was just kind of cool to see. I can just imagine if you pull out a win at Knoxville, that's going to be off the hook, man. And good luck to you. You can do it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If we somehow pull off a win, it's going to be a bad night to be a Busch Light. I'll tell you that.
Final question for you. How can fans stay up with you through this experience? You're big in social media, right? How can fans stay up with you real time?
You can follow us on our Christie Motorsports page on Facebook and Instagram. My sister does a terrific job with keeping everybody up to date. She's been posting lots about our trip already, and just stay tuned on there, and she'll keep you updated.
You want to believe it, and we'll be doing that. DJ, thanks so much for pulling over and dedicating some time for us here on Race Time. We genuinely appreciate it, man. Good luck. We'll be watching, and just be safe, okay?
Awesome. I appreciate that. I'm a fan of the show. I'm always watching, so thank you for having me on here.
DJ Christie right there. He's going to go down there. He's going to do us proud. You can guarantee it. And how about this, race fans? We go from the best on dirt to the best on asphalt, both in sprint cars. Just too cool for school. Our next guest is that asphalt guy, and we are going to get to him right after this break. Stay with us. Aaron Willison, Chase for the Million. He's coming up. Stay there. Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Leaf Racewear. Fuel your passion and confidence at leafracewear.com. We're an essential part of any team.
The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is on Rev TV. Catch all the action live with full race coverage of the high-stakes action that North America's leading sports car series delivers. 4 classes, world-renowned drivers, and leading manufacturers putting it line to be champions. IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, right here on Rev TV.
It's time. For over 30 years, Quick Fire Starters have fueled the sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV. Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country. Racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
There's work and there's fun. Both require the right equipment. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Equipment has specialized in both, with a full lineup of Kubota, Honda, Stihl, New Holland, and most selections are in stock, ready to go, with 4 locations to serve you. 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stayner. It's Stewart's Equipment. With the right equipment, work can be fun.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere, doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. You stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Ganesh, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
And welcome back, one and all, to Racetime Radio. So glad you could tune in here tonight. It's all worth it, race fans. I'm telling you, our next guest is coming off a win. Imagine that. He's always coming off a win. Let's welcome in from BC. Let's welcome in that crazy guy in that sprint car on asphalt. We got Aaron Willison with us. What's going on, Aaron? How are you, buddy?
Oh, it's a beautiful day. Thanks for having me on the show, Joe. We really love being a part of it.
And where are you now? Are you out in BC or are you somewhere else?
No, we're at home, out in Langley, South Langley, BC. Sitting out front of the shop, getting the car turned around and serviced after a good weekend up at down at Evergreen Speedway in Monroe, Washington.
Yeah, well, I knew you were coming off. What's that called? The Granite win or something? The Granite State win?
The Granite Cup. So Granite is a construction company in the western half of the United States that does a lot of road work and civil work and stuff like that. So they've been sponsoring that race out there for a couple of years, and we're really thankful for it. It's fun to have that as a marquee event in the Northwest Sprint Tour. So it was a $10,000 American payday out there on Saturday night. We had a great group of cars. 19 cars showed up and put on a great show for the fans.
Yeah, go out there and collect. That a boy. When the pay windows open up, look at who's standing right there. My man. So,
yeah,
Aaron,
front row center.
How many wins have you got this year? Do you keep track of how many total wins you've got?
Well, I'm kind of cheating a little bit because there's a fella based out of Indiana, Dave Sink, that hosts a website and a Facebook page called Pavement Pounders, and he keeps all of our stats up to date for all the pavement sprint car racing in all of North America and a little bit down in South Africa as well, of all places. So he keeps a tally on that. He does a sprint car power rankings or pavement sprint car power rankings that he releases every few months. So it's pretty cool. We've been able to win 10 this year so far. So it's been awesome, kind of career year, tough act to follow.
Yeah, and they're not little races. When you go to an event, safe to say, you're going to be there with a lot of competition that's biting at your butt, trying to take it away, because you are the guy to beat. You and Jeff Montgomery, the two of you guys account for a lot of races out of BC.
Yeah, that's true. So, we've had like I said, a fantastic year out east with the State from Construction 36 and the Race for the Million Series. That's been going absolutely fantastic. And then running the Dutton Safer Systems 36 out west. It's been a great year. I got zero complaints. We've been able to win all over the place and have great runs. Even the races we haven't won, we've run in the top 5 all year long. So we're really excited about it.
But I've been following you along. Now, I went out to the east coast of Canada to cover the IWK 250, so I did lose track of you when you were at Berlin. I know you guys had a double date there, and I lost track of it. Take us back to Berlin. How did it work out? Did you come away with W's there, too?
We didn't come away with any W's there, but we had a really strong day. The first feature, which paid points for the series, we were able to run third. So a really strong points day for the State and Construction 36 out there, and retained the points lead with the Race for the Million Series going into the final race in Denver, Colorado. So had a fantastic race there. We struggled a little bit in the second feature. And we're able to pick our way up to 6th. So I guess I lied. I didn't finish top 5 all year. We finished 6th, and that was our lowest finish of the year. But we'll take it. Berlin's a very, very, very difficult track. It takes a special skill set and a special car to be good there. So I was pretty proud to get in and out of there with the 3rd place run in that points race. And and it's I've only been there twice. It's a very, very difficult place, a place that Ryan Litt has figured out incredibly well, and he put together two really, really strong runs. In the first feature, he was leading and he was checked out and gone, and unfortunately got caught up in some lap cars that wrecked right in front of him there. So hate it for those guys. And in the second feature, he was rolling through there too as well, went blowing by me like I was parked, and then cut down a darn right front tire. So tough weekend for those guys, but that is a track that Ryan Litt is fantastic at.
And you have been there, done that, right? You've been that missile, and something crazy will happen, and it costs you another W. But you are the kind of guy, Aaron, that when you show up to a racetrack, you got one thing in mind, and that's to win the race. It's nice to have a top three. It's nice to be on the podium. But I've heard the interviews of you in second or third spot, and you can hear a distinct difference in that Aaron Willison to the Aaron Willison that's holding the checkered flag. And I don't blame you by any stretch. But at some point here, with Colorado coming up on August the 22nd, and trust me, race fans across Canada, across the United States, you do not want to miss this race. I believe it's going to be on Flow, right? Or is it Racing America?
Correct. It'll be on Flow Racing.
Exactly. Now, you don't want to miss this because it is the race for the million, and it's the final race of the series. It's an amazing story. If you haven't heard it, read about it. We haven't got time to cover it all off here tonight, but it was a genuine race fan that has the wherewithal, that put the money together and put it together. He wanted to do something special, and he created the race for a million. It's been a series, and Aaron Willison from BC, he's at the top right now with one to go. Now, with that being the case, Aaron, will you approach Colorado with one thing in mind to win the race, or will you big picture race? Because there's no doubt you want to take the championship on that one.
Yeah, that's the truth right there. We're going there to win. We got a really, really strong notebook at Colorado National Speedway. We went out there and ran the car that I'm going to race there on the 22nd. We ran it on the 3rd and 4th of July for their two-day 4th of July Sprint Car Spectacular, and we were fortunate enough to get out there and win in pretty dominant fashion both days out there. So we got it was a really strong test weekend, and we got a really solid notebook to work off of. So I'm looking forward to unloading a beautiful car out of the trailer and having speed right off the gate.
Now, is that a Willison car, or is that some other manufacturer underneath you? It's got to be a Willison under you, right?
Yeah, no, that is my own chassis. So that one is one of one. That's the one I built myself this year, and really, really proud of it. It's been such a fun project to see through. Just lots of stuff you brew on for years and years on end, and to finally take it all off paper and off the drawing board, and all your favorite parts that you got squirreled away in the back of the shop and put it all in one piece, and go out and have it perform. It's been so rewarding. It's been great.
And that's cool. So it's good on the short run. It's good on the long run, because I've seen lots of really good chassis manufacturers do really good on the short run, but I struggle with the long run, or vice versa. They come in, they're really good on the long run, but if you have a caution-filled race, you're going to have a long day. How about your car? Is it good, both ends?
We're pretty good all around. I really am proud of the long run that the car will put together and the tire management. And it may not seem like it, but 40 or 50 lap features in a sprint car is a really, really long haul. And management of the tires through those races is what's important. So we're able to go places like at Pensacola. We put the fastest lap of the race down on lap 38 of 40, and we were able to do that in Colorado when we were there. So we got really good tire management. We can keep the car under us, keep the tires under us, and have speed at the end when it matters.
Well, and there's super modified racing, and then there's asphalt sprint racing. Just to sort of set the record straight here, perfect guy to ask, Aaron, how many horses are in one of those sprint car engines comparative to a super engine?
We are 950 horsepower out of a 410 cubic inch small block, and then minimum weight with the driver in is 1,600 pounds. So they're light cars, big power, big traction, big brakes. They're fantastic to drive.
How the hell do you stick that much horsepower to the racetrack and have it hang on?
Well, it's a lot of downforce. Like the wings are doing a lot of work on the car. At 100 miles an hour, we're well exceeding the weight of the car in downforce numbers. So they're pretty special cars to drive. And honestly, when you get to the short tracks, the most astounding thing they'll do is the braking and how quick they'll slow down and how quick we can enter the corner at some of the shorter tracks. You don't see it at the big tracks because we're not slowing down. We're just carrying that speed into the corner and relying on the downforce. But how fast they will slow down is kind of one of the more astonishing things about these cars.
Amazing. And, just the last guest I just had on, DJ Christie, had real good success last Friday night at the Big O in his 360 sprint car. He's on his way to Knoxville, 2 hours out, pulls over, and we hook up. He is using one of Glenn Steyer's cars for the Knoxville Nationals. And oddly enough, we talk about wing. He is picking up a wing for the Zero car from a special wing builder down there that has promised him he's going to have the same wing as Rico Abreu and Donnie Schatz. So he's going to have a good wing on his car. Maybe you should hook up and find out what wing he's got.
Yeah, that's the truth right there. There's a lot, that's a big marketplace right now, and there's a lot of moving parts with these cars and with the wings, and a lot of different thoughts and theories and ideas about how to approach that stuff. So I've been working with a fella, Ryan at Hawk Wings. He's been great to me, done all my wing stuff for me this year, and like I said, he's been fantastic to work with. And there's a lot of small things and different characteristics that you can build into a wing. And like you were saying before, short runs, long runs, fast tracks, slow tracks, there's a different shoe for every foot, right?
Yeah. And I know you got all those different shoes that'll fit on your feet. Watching you over the number of races has just been incredible. To see you on August the 22nd in Colorado, Bud, it's going to be like I'm standing beside you. I got to ask you, though, we do have the asphalt sprints coming in to Delaware Speedway. Has that one hit your radar? Are you going to come to Delaware? Because if you are, I don't care if I got to walk there. I'm going to be there with you on that night.
We're going to do our best. Logistically, it's a bit of a challenge this year. We have our equipment staged significantly further away from the Midwest, just based on how the Race for the Million series has played out this year. But I'm working on it. I got a couple sticks in the fire. We're going to do our best to get in the car and get out there.
Okay. Well, you got to keep me posted, because if you're going to be there, I'm telling you, Bud, I am going to be there. I got to get together with you actually live instead of being on digital all the time. I would look
do a
forward.
live show and sit down and drink a couple beers.
Oh, well, now, wouldn't that be a hoot? We could have a lot of fun. And then we'll follow it up with a show from Vegas when you're going to win $50,000. That would be even better.
Yeah, that's for sure. We're looking forward to getting back down to Vegas for Open Wheel Showdown again this year. It's become such a cool event to get everyone together in the fall. It's off season. Nobody else has anything going on. No one else has anything to do. So you see people that you only see once a year there from all over the country, and a repave on that bull ring this year. So I've heard some mixed rumors about what actually has been done. Has the banking been changed? How much the surface has changed? So it's going to be a clean sheet of paper for everyone going down there this year. We're really looking forward to it.
Oh, can you imagine that with grip? That's a tight track, and you had it mastered the way it was.
Yeah, and it had a ton of grip already. So I'm having trouble imagining how they could add any more traction to it. I've been told they've been trying to make it a little more progressive and add a couple of lanes of racing. So time will tell. I believe we're going to be the first major event on the new surface. So looking forward to checking it out and seeing how it shakes out.
Well, as long as you guys don't pull the pavement up behind you and start chucking it into the grandstand, everything will be fine, because you got the potential of that too, with 950 horse under your foot and a good set of sticky tires on. You guys could really do some incredible racing. Hey, we're at the beginning of August. Colorado is the 22nd. What happens between now and then? You're not very good at sitting on the couch watching the Flintstones. I know that.
No, so we actually have a weekend off this weekend. It's the first one I have off in about 11 weeks. So just going to kick back a little bit. But on Wednesday of next week, we're headed over to Saratoga Speedway, Rob Layton's beautiful facility over there, for the Neil Montgomery Memorial 2-day show with the Northwest Sprint Tour. So that is going to be the last two races of the Northwest Sprint Tour season, which handily enough, we're leading the points for that as well. So we're looking to go over there, have a couple of good runs, and they are handing out a $10,000 bonus to the highest points earner over the 2 days, and that is going to be the Neil Montgomery Memorial Cup. So as a race they've done the last 4 years now, and the last year and this year, the first times that it's paid $10,000, and we're expecting a big field of cars. We got cars coming over to Vancouver Island from Utah and California. My good friend JJ Dutton, I got his car sitting behind me there. So we're getting it all prepped. He's coming up from Tampa, Florida to participate in this. So we got cars and drivers from all over North America, and it's going to be a really awesome show. So that is, what is that? I think the 14th and 15th of August at Saratoga Speedway.
Yeah. And then you'll follow that up with heading to Colorado. Now, you'll be in the 14 at Saratoga, the 36 in Colorado, correct?
I will be in the 36 both places. So I'll be in the Dutton Safer Systems 36 out west and the Statham Construction 36 out in Colorado.
Well, all I can do from this distance is wish you all the luck in the world on all the races, as I will all of the Canadian sprint car drivers in that Northwest Tour. It's going to be incredible. Good way to tap it out too, right? At Saratoga Speedway. It's going to be a super weekend. That's one that fans got to flock to.
Yes, it is. And we got quite a following over on the island there. It's always been an open wheel community with Western Speedway in the past and Saratoga Speedway now. They've been doing a fantastic job there and building these events bigger and bigger and bigger. And the proof is in the pudding. We're going to have a car count in the mid to low 20s. We're expecting 22 to 24 cars. We're tiptoeing around the skirts of having a B main out there, which to get cars all the way to the west coast of Canada, across the ferry, onto the island, it's a big project. And the staff and management at the Speedway and the ownership of the Speedway and Northwest Sprint Tour have done a fantastic job getting everyone out there. So it's going to be a really awesome event.
Well, I got Daryl coming up on next weekend show. We're going to be talking about the Canada 200 that's coming up at Saratoga for the late model guys. Now, will you be around that weekend? I know you're not a late model guy, but will you still be there helping somebody out or what?
I'm not entirely sure what I got going on that weekend yet, so we got to figure it out. I haven't been in a late model I ran the Canada 200 last in, I think, 2018 or 2019. Somewhere in there, we ran the Canada 200 driving for Harvey Hogan Boom, and it was a lot of fun. I think we finished out 5th on the weekend, so it's fun. I grew up late model racing, but something I haven't done in quite some time now.
Well, tell me that wouldn't be a culture shock for you. You'd wonder where the other half of the motor is.
Yeah, where the other half of the motor is, and why won't this car stop and turn? So
incredible. Aaron, we appreciate the time as we always do on Race Time. You're always so generous to us, and we genuinely appreciate it. And I know Canada does, coast to coast. Everybody has got a number 36 pulling for you in that race for the millions. You got to know that.
Yeah, I really appreciate all the support. I appreciate you having me on the show here, and follow along on Flow Racing. It's going to be a good one. They've done an outstanding job with the production of these races, fireworks, and everything that goes along with it. It's been great.
Yeah, amazing. And social media. Hit your social media. So Canada, if you don't follow this guy yet, you gotta, and let him know that you're going to be watching him for that race for the million. It's unprecedented. And I'm telling you, we've got a Canadian that is going to go down there and he's going to do this. And with your support, it's going to add a little more fuel to his fire. Tell them where they can follow you, bud.
Oh, it's pretty straightforward. Aaron Willison Racing on Facebook and on Instagram. So follow us along there. If you need anything from us, private message us. You're going to get a hold of me or my wife, and come out and see us at the track. Come out to Saratoga Speedway in a week and a half here. Colorado National Speedway on the 22nd. Come say hi. Buy yourselves a T-shirt, a hat. We appreciate the support. It goes a long way getting us up and down the road.
That is just tremendous, my friend. And hopefully the stars align and we get you to Delaware Speedway. We do that. Yep. I can't wait.
We'll do our best.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. That's Aaron Willison. Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
They don't get much better than that, Canada, right there. I'm telling you, in an asphalt sprint car, he's a magic to watch. Entertaining as all get out. We're going to hit our final break of the night. When we come back, we're going to have Ben Young, Canadian Superbike. He's hoping to have 6 championships at the end of this weekend. at the end of CTMP. He joins us next, right here on Racetime Radio. Stay with us.
In race fuel technology.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by 2-Speed Motorsports in Hanover. Shop now for Raptor filters, set up wheel plates, roll-off scale stands, tire carts, and more. Proudly made in Canada. For details, get to 2speedmotorsports.com. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Kubota in Erin has provided top-of-the-line equipment featuring a full line of Kubota tractors and attachments. Let our knowledgeable veteran sales team match you up with the right product, complete with full parts and service for 70 years. Stewart's not only gets you going, but keeps you going. Stewart's Equipment. Get the job done. It's time. For over 30 years, Quick Fire Starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere, doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. To stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Ganesh, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
And now, back with your host, Joe Chisholm.
Welcome back, one and all, to Racetime Radio. So glad you could crank us on here tonight. Don't forget, if you're following along on our YouTube channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. We genuinely appreciate it. Or maybe you're tuned in on Rev TV Canada. Welcome on board. What do you say we talk some modified racing? Just last Saturday night at Flamboro Speedway, the Ontario Modifieds were in and getting the job done once again. A crafty veteran of those Modifieds is John Baker Jr. He joins us on the Zoom line. What's going on, Johnny? How are you?
Not bad. Good evening. Glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me to the show.
Yeah. So you're having a decent summer. How many W's is that for you now?
That would be 3.
3?
One qualifier and 2 features. So far, it's been a pretty good year in reality.
Not too bad at all. Same car, John, as last year?
Yeah, pretty much. We changed some stuff. but same car.
Yeah, well, I can see the hardware up behind you. Beautiful looking spot you got there. You got some trophies. You got
Our favorite stuff.
Yeah. Good for you. Nice to get that feature win. Looked like a decent car count at Flamboro Speedway as well.
Yeah, it was great. Like I said, the last time the fender change is working, like changing to the sports Gen 3 sports mods. It's working. We're getting more cars. We're getting new people, and I mean, we got a pretty good product, right? You're taking older equipment that is around and available at a reasonable price, and you're not spending a ton of money on tires, and you're coming out racing. Yeah, so our product is there.
Yeah, that's what everybody needs, actually. When these times like we're in now, get tighter and tougher, it can cost at the pit gate. It can cost at the front gate. We need to do whatever we can to make sure there's cars on the track and people in the stands. It sounds like you guys are going towards that, and it's making for positive gain.
Absolutely, I think so. It's working out good, I think.
Gotta love it. Take us back to last Saturday night. I know Sue is spinning the race as we speak, at least the last couple laps. You had traffic right on your rear deck lid, my friend.
Yeah, no, it was a blast. We unloaded this. I'll start off real quick. We unloaded the car after changing a bunch of stuff. I got some advice from Dan McCaddy, and he had observed some stuff on the first night when we were racing together and offered me a little bit of tidbits of advice. And then I talked to a couple other people, and Todd gave me some more advice, and J.R. Fitzpatrick. And I'm very fortunate to have a lot of people in the race community that, talk to me and I get along with. So that's kind of cool. And we unloaded the car, and it was pretty darn good right off the hop. It's nice when you go to Flamboro, you run down the front straightaway after a couple laps, you see your name on top of the board showing you're fast in practice. Because winning practice counts for something sometimes. But anyway, and then we went into the first qualifier and started off fifth, I believe, and just made nice, beautiful, smooth laps on the bottom. I mean, we didn't run away with the show by no means, but definitely got it done when we needed to get it done. And then the second one, I drew a 3 for the invert, so I started inside pole and kind of figured I'd bide my time a little teeny bit and be nice to everything and keep going. And then Chad started pushing, kind of getting real tight on the back of me, and I was like, I best get going here. And then it hit 20 lap mark, and I was like, we better turn it on, and away we went, and it worked out great for us. But we by no means murdered the whole show. It was nice to win them both, but there was still cars there. We got a pretty good group of guys, and the speeds are getting closer and closer for everybody, so it was nice.
Well, and that's the thing. And Flamboro Speedway, you got to be good at Flamboro to have success. A lot of times it passes and, the ground made up is on the bottom of the racetrack. But you can, and I've seen it before, where guys are up that lane and they can roll the top fairly decent, especially when the rubber gets down on the racetrack.
Oh, yeah. Our first weekend at Flamboro, Chad passed me both times on the outside. He got up there, made it stick, and drove by. It sucks to get past, but they were beautiful passes. He did a great job, so... It was nice to see him in the mirror, though, I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, I guess so. What do you attribute the success this year to, John? Like, you've always been good behind the wheel. You've won your share of races, but that doesn't happen by fluke or by luck. You guys work awful hard at it. What do you attribute the success to?
So this year's success is based on personal rage. The first night of racing, I got to run against Dan McCaddy, which was absolutely awesome. He's a top-notch driver, and that was neat to share the track with him. And he got me on a restart all on my own because I've been struggling with a car that's lacked forward drive and hasn't got up off the corner the way I really wanted. And I've kind of just been dealing with it. Once in a while, it's real bad. For the most part, it's okay. And the carburetor laid down a little teeny bit, and then when it come alive, it just lit the back tires up, and I pretty much just waved it by almost. It was so I was very happy. I finished second, which was a good finish. Don't get me wrong, but I was very displeased with the car and the whatever. And then I called a friend, Todd, about it, and it was time to go back to the drawing board. So since the beginning of the year started, we've near changed the entire rear clip of the car underneath and relocated all kinds of suspension points and everything. And now we're just trying to learn the new car that we now have now.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy with what I got, especially my Flamboro package was pretty exciting. So let's see what we got for Peterborough next week, and we'll kind of go from there. But nothing motivates someone more than been personal mad at themselves, I guess.
Yeah.
Since we did the body change, I just have lacked forward drive, and it's been frustrating. And then, like I said, the very first night, Dan caught that as an issue, and we were talking about it. We were on the track during fan appreciation, and he'd offered a couple pointers, and I mean, he didn't steer me wrong. He points anybody in the right direction that he helps. So it's pretty good to have multiple people all in my corner to sort of help me as well. Yeah.
Says a lot about the competition, right? And the guys that you go racing with. Dan McCaddy, as mentioned there, they don't make them much better than Dano. And that's a guy that has built his own stuff and had success. And he'd be the first guy to share it. And that's just the kind of guy he is. But one thing for sure, John Baker Jr., if you do the same thing week after week, you're going to get the same result. So if you're struggling and you don't want to do the change, then you got to get happy with running where you're at, because you're never going to move forward unless you get after it and make the changes. Sounds like that's what you guys did.
Yeah, no, it's kind of funny to tell a lot of people that, we ran the first night, finished second, brought the car home and took all the rear body off the car and chopped half of the rear crush system out of the back of the car to move everything so we could get all the pickup points in a different spot. But that's what we did. That's the reality of it. So you got to do what you got to try, right?
Yeah, it's not a new car, but it's all new pickup points. It's got new this, new that. What's the sense of buying a new car when you make a new car out of an old car?
Correct. Yeah. No, it's. But like I said, I'm very happy with last week. I'm pretty excited for next weekend. We're off this Saturday. The next Saturday after, we'll get down to Peterborough and see how we can fare out down there.
Ooh, that's one fast track, and you guys absolutely love doing Peterborough Speedway, and rightfully so. You guys get her on there.
Yeah. No, Peterborough's definitely my favorite. I don't mind Flamboro, and Flamborough's. Yeah. Flamboro's tough to go to with Doug, and knowing of all that, knowing him forever and ever, it was a bit emotional to pull out on the track and not have everything the way it normally was. And I understand all of that, and that was definitely tough, and it was different. Flamboro's doing their best job to try doing all of the information through your ears. Mm-hmm. And I think they did a wonderful job at trying it, and it's definitely different. And my heart goes out to everybody involved with Doug's family and the track and the people that regularly run there. It's a tough thing. I tried to come up with something nice to put on Facebook about it or whatever, but I just can't, the words aren't really there. It's just he had to scold me way more than one time during the times that I've been there, and he's also handed me the flag way more than one time I've been there. So it's tough. I don't know what he took in his coffee, and but I still think we had a reasonable relationship, and it was different. The whole thing was different. But like I said, Flamboro was moving forward, trying some different stuff, and it was a lot different. But I hats off to them for trying and sort of seeing if they could figure a way to keep us, playing, putting on a show, having fun for everybody with ourselves, and making sure everybody goes home at the end of the night, including the drivers and the staff and everybody. So that was definitely different. But Peterborough Speedway is it's kind of, I've been there a long time, raced there quite a few laps. I've stole a couple checker flags out of the place, and I just can't wait to get there and sail this package into turn 3 and smash the throttle and see what happens. So.
Well, John, it's the family part of our sport. It don't matter whether you're at Peterborough or Flamboro or Sauble, or it doesn't matter the track. It doesn't matter whether it's on the east coast of Canada, the west coast of Canada. We are all part of this one great big racing family. And when one thing happens to us, it happens to all of us. Whether it be success, whether it be heartache, we all feel it. And you know what? Those words that you were searching for, you don't need to search. It's there. It's evident. And we're all with you. We're all in this together. And that's the part of the sport that I absolutely love. Is my family just keeps getting bigger each and every race season. It's kind of cool, and to see the success that you guys have been able to put together as an organization, it's cool to see. I can remember when the car count was way down there, and to see it on its way up, that does mean that you guys are pushing the right buttons and doing the right thing. A lot of fans won't realize that it's you guys putting this all together. It's not an organizer saying, okay, now this is what you're going to do. with the Ontario Modifieds. You guys are homegrown. You're working it.
Yeah, I know. Rick, for the most part, tries to get the best information he can for everybody and do things in a positive manner to keep costs down and try to grow the club. And I think he's doing a darn good job, to be honest. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, first of all, because you got to deal with me and a whole bunch of people like me. So hats off to Rick for dealing with all us. But I think him and Kathy, I think they're doing the best job they can. They're making it work, and it's working. We're moving forward, and I'm already heard some growth of a couple other cars being prepped for next year from people that are probably actually going to make them, and they're probably going to actually show up. So it's pretty good. And our rookies this year are great. We had a bunch of rookies, which is nice, and they're starting to come up to speed pretty darn quick. Well, look at Kyle Gordon. I had a blast racing with him, and I mean, he's a rookie to us, but he's no rookie to racing, and that was a lot of fun to get to race with him. And I'd never shared the track with him yet until this year as well. So that was kind of cool. So for me being in this for 30 plus years, it's kind of fun to get to share the track with these people that I remember were just little people a long time ago. So
yeah. We were a lot younger then, but that, you know what, we don't age in this game. That's the way it is. How many more races you got left to do before we start crowning the champion? Are we going to do that at Peterborough once again at the end of the year?
Yeah, so we have two more Saturday night shows, and then the Friday night at Autumn's Colors, and that is our last points night. So,
and where are you currently sitting in points?
I'm ahead of Chad by probably just a couple. I think we were one ahead on the way in, but the way our points works, we do any twin races turn into one big feature. So he ends up with, I think, only a couple points. He loses only a couple points to me because his finishes were so good. I needed him to finish worse than he did.
That's not going to happen.
No,
Chad will make sure, right? Yeah, it's going to be incredible. It'll be nice and tight to the end, and that's the way fans love to see it.
Yeah, no, like last year it came down to Autumn's Colors, and it was decided at Autumn, so that was kind of neat to get the biggest crowd of the year at one of the biggest premier race events of the week of the year, the whole summer, and it was decided there during the feature race. So that was kind of neat to go out there and start the feature and not really know where you're going to end up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Fans, you enjoyed seeing the last 2 laps of John's race from last Saturday night. If you want to watch the whole thing, might I add, get to Pedal Power 51 on YouTube, and the full night of racing is every single lap of each race is there for you, just like a big beach. Go get it and sit back and enjoy the races, and make sure you get out and see these guys live. It's truly an amazing show to watch. Sponsorship on that 63. Who you got there, John?
Oh yeah, no, we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for we got Gen 3, RoadTackRepair.ca, South Whitby Medical, Fotheringham Bookkeeping, Robinson Solutions. Who else we got going on this year? There's lots, and I feel bad. I should have practiced. Pardon? Wild Rose. I got Cheryl, my wife.
Yeah, She'll
we
keep
dip into
you
her
straight.
half. She sponsors up huge, and Jeepers Creepers. I'm forgetting somebody, and I apologize. I don't.
That's okay, John. I put you on the spot, but in the same regard, fans can see that when they come out and see the number 63 as it goes around the track. They'll have to look fast though, because either they got to read faster, you got to drive slower.
Yeah, well, I'll have to learn to read fast. I usually cheat and read the car. If I get to Victory Lane, I got a microphone. I got the car there to read, so it's easy cheat for me.
Yeah, you want to believe it. How about crew? You got the same crew this year?
Yeah, no, I got the same guys. I've been really lucky, been really fortunate. I got Kevin, Gregory, they all the time, David, all the time the last few years now that he's got some time freed up. We got a new guy coming sort of dabbling with us, see if he sticks around, Shane. And when time permits, we end up with Jeremy Dobb and what? Well, don't stop looking at me funny, and Paul Bounty, and then if I screw up or make any mistakes, that
it's
could
your
be
wife's
blamed on
fault.
the spotter. It's 100% Cheryl. Cheryl is my main spotter, so if there's any opportunity to blame her, it's her fault for sure. I throw my spotter under the bus at the drop of a hat.
You gotta love it. John, you did a great job. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we got some more opportunity. I haven't got the Ontario Modified Winners on like I intended to this year. We got so much to fit into a 2-hour capsule. It's just amazing. But I'm glad we got you on tonight. And I know we'll get you on before the end of the year. Or maybe Ricky, maybe is Rick racing this year?
Yeah, so he's been driving the 77 car. Brad Stevenson's ride. Brad's got some work obligations. So Rick's been running Brad's car and finishing in the middle of the pack. So he's doing pretty good.
Well, yeah. Well, we had him after that first win after 35 years of running. And you want to talk about an excited guy. Ricky was the man.
Yeah, no, he was just a little bit better than me getting up off the corner, and he stayed on the bottom, and I'll remember that race for a long time. It was a good race, and I raced lots of laps with Rick, and it was crappy I didn't win, but nice to see a friend win, if that makes any sense at all.
It sure does. That tells you a lot about the driver of the 63 when he doesn't win, but he's happy for the guy that just went to victory lane. John Baker, that's you, and we appreciate the time. And tell Cheryl we appreciate her time, too.
Yeah, hey, Cheryl, he said thanks. Yeah, she said no worries.
Yeah. Johnny, you be good and keep the wheels turning. We'll get you back on this show before too long. Sound good?
All right. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
John Baker Jr. right there. You can catch him in the 63 car. They're headed to Peterborough Speedway next. And you want to check them out. You can check them out online. But dynamite guy, and that's the way the club is, right there. When the races are done, head to the pits. You can go over and get autographs, get up close, and have a look at these race cars. They truly do a great job. We're going to hit a quick break. When we come back, Canadian Superbike, 5-time champion, hoping to be 6 at the end of CTMP. Ben Young going to join us on the other side of the break. Stay with us. We will be back.
Racetime Radio is fueled by BP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by 2-Speed Motorsports in Hanover. Shop now for Raptor filters, set-up wheel plates, roll-off scale stands, tire carts, and more. Proudly made in Canada. For details, get to 2speedmotorsports.com. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Kubota in Erin has provided top-of-the-line equipment featuring a full line of Kubota tractors and attachments. Let our knowledgeable veteran sales team match you up with the right product, complete with full parts and service for 70 years. Stewart's not only gets you going, but keeps you going. Stewart's Equipment. Get the job done. It's time. For over 30 years, Quick Fire Starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere, doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. You stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. the NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
And now, back with your host, Joe Chisholm.
Okay, let's get back to the Zoom line. As mentioned earlier in the show, the Canadian Superbikes are coming into CTMP this weekend. And how about a 5-time champion looking to make it 6-time? Ben Young is he's going to be on his bike rocking this weekend, and he joins us now on the Zoom line. First of all, Ben, thanks so much for carving the time out to join us here on Race Time.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it's a pleasure to be on here, and we're already at the track here, so it's a great place to be.
Awesome. You got some testing in today. How is it?
Yeah, testing today, it was good. It was a day here. Bike's running great. Great to be back at CTMP. Bit of rain in the afternoon, but sun shining again, so can't complain.
But I've seen so many races at CTMP, and it's just amazing. The speeds that, the teams hit. I can only imagine what it's like on 2 wheels versus 4 wheels. Tip of the cap to you and all your competitors. You guys are truly living the dream, and on a bike, you guys got to be hitting just incredible speeds there at CTMP.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely an adrenaline rush here, especially rolling over corner 2 and corner 4, the high speeds, and of course then the Mario Andretti straightaway, up to 300 plus k an hour. So it's pretty quick on the old superbikes, that's for sure.
Incredible, to say the least. Of course, here on Race Time, we cover stock car racing. We do NASCAR and IndyCar, and we do all that kind of stuff. Never get into superbikes. But when I seen you, and I seen this event coming up at CTMP, I said, I've got to get a hold of Ben Young somehow, some way. And we're just so thankful to have you on here. Not being familiar with superbike racing, and familiar with our style of racing, I thought it'd be interesting to ask you a bunch of questions here. Do you guys have crew chiefs? Do you have spotters in the race when you're out there running?
Yeah, for sure we do. So the team consists of, we have a crew chief and 2 mechanics, and then some guys will have more than that, but that's all we have. It's kind of the necessities. Everybody knows their job. We've worked with the same guys for the last 10 years through in multiple ways with different manufacturers. So very lucky to have great guys. And then actually we don't use spotters other than here at CTMP, just because of the nature of the drafting. We don't have any radio communication to myself, so we just do it all through pitboard. So on the outside of corner 8 and side of 9, we have a spotter there with the immediate line straight to the pit board, so that when I pass the line, I'm getting that lap distance to the guys behind me. Then it's fully up to date, especially like I said with the drafting and the nature of the track here. It can change on an instant. So if it's a lap behind, it's always hard. But at least this way, it's right on time, and we're rolling good. So very similar, just a bit of a smaller scale. Obviously, a motorcycle is a lot smaller, so you don't need as many people, but same amount of hard work and effort goes into it, and it takes a team for sure. It's not just the one-man show.
Oh man, I can only imagine what you're going through on that bike. Everything would happen incredibly fast, and really to have a spotter might be kind of a mundane thing or a distraction more so for the rider, knowing that everything, you guys are running so close, and things would happen in a hurry. probably wouldn't be conducive of having someone say, clear, or go high, go low, because you'd already be through it by the time someone could get something out. Just amazing to see what you guys go through. I can well imagine data acquisition and all the setup stuff that would go into an event on a weekend like this would just be paramount. You have to be set up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is with us is, with the car racing, you're very well strapped in. The driver input doesn't really, as in with your driver, your weight doesn't really make a difference. It's all through your feel, through what you feel through the track, and through your butt, and then your input through your pedals and your wheel. But with a motorcycle, if I move my body weight, because we're not strapped in, if I move it 5 millimeters forward, that changes the chassis and setup so much. And it's these very fine increments that make such a difference. So we're constantly, the guys right now are sitting looking over data from the day to make changes for tomorrow. Thankfully, we were quickest today, so that's a good start. But you're never settled, so we're constantly trying to evolve. We did race this Honda here last year, so we have a good baseline start, but we've also developed the bike in many ways. So we're constantly trying to reinvent the wheel, I suppose you could say, because it's endlessly adjustable.
Well, and you're coming off the win too, right? You're coming off of Grand Bend. You got the win there. So you got some momentum in the sales. How much different track to track is there? Is it pretty close to the same setup for each one of the tracks from a bike perspective?
No, it's completely different. We're changing everything down to the external gearing. We don't touch the internal gearing, but we do change in the off season. We change that, and then we kind of run that for the year because it is a big job to do. But the external gearing and chassis change-ups changing every weekend because the track characteristics are so different. As you know, a track like this is very fast and open. Grand Bend is it's very park and go. So you need to have such a different bike to react differently. This needs to be very stable at high speeds. A track like CTMP, with there you can run a lot shorter bike because you don't have the high speed, but you have the aggressive braking. So yeah, so many differences, and even like a track from like Calabogie, from Calabogie to here, the bikes are very different. So yeah, it's a lot of work for the guys week in, week out. But again, fortunately, got a great group of people around me, and we've always rolled well together. So it's good.
If you're just tuned in to Racetime Radio, trust me, you want to make CTMP this weekend. The Bridgestone Canadian Superbikes are in for their final event of 2026. Our guest is Ben Young. He rides for Honda and Van Dolders, the home team right down the road from here. But Ben is going for his 6th championship this coming weekend, or this weekend. Ben, 5 championships, 6 would just be that much sweeter, wouldn't it?
Yeah, for sure. As every racer, they're always trying to add to the trophy shelf. So, if we can keep winning, we'll keep adding our tally. This year, we've managed to slot into second place all time in win list for Canadian Superbikes, so that's great. And we just keep knocking them out and keep doing our job and having fun. That's the biggest thing. We do love our 2 wheels and just keep chipping away at it.
Well, you're a young guy by the look of you. Either that or you do a real good job. How much longer are you going to do Superbike, and where do you go from here after winning 6 or 5, hopefully 6? Where do you go from here to, increase the pressure on Ben Young?
Yeah, it's difficult, as I'm sure you're supposed to, and car racing is very similar in many different disciplines, a lot of politics involved, and from series to series, the rules are so different. So it's not just easy for us to just take our Canadian Superbike and go race down in the Moto America Superbike. We could, but it would be a very difficult challenge without spending a lot of money to upgrade the bike to their spec. So yeah, it's hard for sure. I've been very fortunate in 2024 and 2026 to get invited over to race World Endurance races in Suzuka, Japan. And I really would like to try and do the World Endurance full time next season, but again, it's the difficult part of living here in North America. It's far to, there's a big ocean in the way, and it makes it very difficult. And, especially when there is a lot of talent in Europe, and it's easy for those guys to just say, okay, we'll take this guy because he lives 2 hours down the road versus 9 hours on a flight or whatever it may be. So yeah, we're just going to put our head down through the off season, make some good connections with people, and see what we can do for 2026. Sorry, jeez, the years keep knocking by.
Yeah, I hear you. And it's interesting to hear that the similarities are the same. In racing, that's the common problem. We hear budgets are a problem, and the financial end of this sport, and it doesn't seem to matter. It's all the same throughout the course of it.
Yeah.
But it's refreshing to see talent like you here in Canada being able to see, world-class racing right here in Ontario. It's kind of cool for us. Stinks for you guys, though, when you want to go up the ladder.
Yeah, for sure. But we're very fortunate to have great facilities like CTMP that we can come out and have a lot of fun and showcase what we can do. So, hopefully we have a great weekend ahead, and I'm sure everybody's ready to enjoy the last race of the year and put their head down and grind it out. So it should be a good Saturday, Sunday race days, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's cool to hear that Bridgestone has re-upped too and extended their contract with the series. That's got to be huge news.
Yeah, for sure. Very fortunate to that Bridgestone is involved with the series as a spec tire, and it's a great product as well. We love the tires, so that's always a positive. And it's been 3 years with them with the series, and they've continued, I think, another 2-year contract, which is great. This year they just introduced a new tire, the VO3, from the VO2 previously, and it's a great step forward. So hopefully we can keep working with Bridgestone to develop this tire for the regular consumer, and keep chipping away at it.
Yet the bridge goes from stock. What we buy as consumers normally comes from you guys on the racing end of it, and that's the cool part. For the fans this weekend at CTMP, is there lots of autograph sessions? Can fans get up close and maybe see your bike and get a chance to say hello?
Yeah, absolutely. Very fortunate with the way the paddock's set up. You can have full access to the paddock. You can't get onto the hot pit lane, but throughout the whole weekend, 75% of the time we were down here in the regular paddock. You can come by. You can get within 5 feet of the bikes. We have posters. Come by at any time, and then after the races, you can come down and hopefully see us at the podium and celebrate with us also.
Well, we got lots of viewers on Racetime Radio. I can guarantee they're going to be stopping by and seeing the Canadian Superbikes and maybe getting an autograph from, hopefully a 6-time champion here in Canada. Ben, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
And we can't thank you enough for the time. Van Dolders, another company that's kind of near and dear to my heart. They're going to be having a ball watching you this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. We've been very fortunate to have the Van Dolders home team on board with us since 2019 it would be. So it's been a good run with them, and thankfully won many championships with them. So it's a pleasure to have them and on many more of our sponsors on board. And like I said, it's such a great place for them and their fans to come out and spectate.
Oh, they love speed, right? When it comes time for snowmobile, there's no name bigger than the Van Dolder name, and they're just a cool bunch of guys. I know they're going to enjoy it, and they got a hell of a rider on top of that Honda for Van Dolders. Good luck, Ben. Have a great, safe race, and we look forward to seeing you at CTMP.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys.
That is Ben Young right there. Watch him. He's on a Honda. He's going for 6-time a championship. That's amazing. That's unprecedented. You can catch it all at CTMP this weekend. Go for the day. You might spend the weekend. So that's great hearing from Ben Young, and it's going to be a great weekend all around. NASCAR Canada off to Three Rivers. You got CTMP happening with the Canadian Superbikes, and then all the action at the short tracks. Get out and see one of your racetracks, and don't forget to join us back here on Racetime Radio Sunday night from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be all live this Sunday with the latest from across Canada. Have a good, safe one, everybody. We'll catch you next week right here on Racetime Radio.
Thanks for listening to Racetime Radio. Visit us on the web at www.racetimeradio.com. We hope you'll join us again next time for more Racetime Radio.
Come on now, dig.
Exclusively on your home for the hardcore race fan.
Excellent, buddy, excellent.